With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin. The Renewable Energy Commission is tasked with examining ways to reduce the solid waste stream here in town. The town's contract with the CMAS Waste-to-Energy facility is set to expire in 2014, and a renewal would mean triple the current cost to bring the town's trash to the Rochester facility. The commission is seeking ways in which to increase the recycling rate in town and is also considering a number of trash disposal options. Recently, the commission heard from the town of Sandwich about its new pay-as-you-throw system. Last night, Jim Mooney, health agent for the town of Attleboro, gave the commission a spirited presentation on that town's curbside pickup plan. He spoke for over an hour last night. Let's get a glimpse at some of his presentation.
We sat down and figured out, I looked around, got some help from DEP, but I also looked at one or two other towns who were starting this, and I saw that this hybrid, they call it a hybrid system, where everybody gets a barrel. Now, the barrel doesn't cost anything to the town. Is the barrel any special? There's nothing special about it. It can be green, brown, red, purple. They buy it. The homeowner buys the barrel at wherever, Home Depot.
What size?
Not to exceed 36 gallons. Now, that's the crux of it. Because by going to 36 gallon, what I'm basically telling people, I brought the barrel into City Hall with the council meeting, and I had a barrel, and I had the trash bags, the regular trash bags that you have in your kitchen, and I could throw one in, and I could throw another one. I stepped up and stomped on it, I threw another one. I said, look, you got 3 of these things in here anyway. But the only thing that's supposed to be in there is garbage. Right? Everything else is recyclable. Paper, plastic, cans, bottles, everything's recyclable. So I said, that's how much you could put in it. We figured out if they just used a barrel, we knew what we needed to get for bags, for people's waste. Don't forget, we're going from everything on the sidewalk, like down here, to now they have to stop and think what they're doing. So, the only thing was, I said, look, we estimated that 80% of people in town would not need one bag to buy. I told them that. I said, if you do what you're supposed to, it's all about working. We're putting you to work now at your home. Get your recycling bins full. You need more recycling bins, we'll give them to you, but fill those recycling bins and you won't have to need more than that one barrel. They bought into it. The council bought into it. And one of the reasons they bought into it, I said, look, I don't care if it's the middle of a snowstorm and you got garbage, as I did have all over the city of Attleboro 3 weeks ago, and I had to get rid of almost $1 million worth of garbage. Rotten, bad garbage from Attleboro. Had no power for 5 days. So you can imagine how much food I had to destroy in 5 days. 120 restaurants. Garbage, so they could throw the garbage in. Long and short of it was, council bought into it. You have a thing here, it's called draft, unit-based pricing implementation plan. Basically in here it says everything I could tell you tonight. It shows in April of 2005, the City of Attleboro will implement a unit-based pricing program for curbside solid waste, beginning July 1st. Pay as you throw. And it goes into talk about it. These things will be picked up at curbside. Solid waste will be picked up in one truck, and the recyclables will be picked up by another truck. It will be done once a week. And there's things in here that we initiated. We wanted some of the recyclables, profit from recyclables. I know you have your transfer station down here, so you get that already, and you handle the recyclables, which I think is great that you do that. We do that only with paper. The rest of it we give to our contractor, and he pays us money for certain recyclables that we've come to an agreed price, tipping price of what the worth of the thing is. If it's over, then we get some. We get a percentage. If it's under, they eat it. And I get into how you can negotiate with these guys, because it's amazing what they'll do. I would say some of the biggest trash people are just waiting, and they must be like right over the bridge, like Waste Management. They're waiting to see what's going to happen so they can come over here like gangbusters and come into the Cape, because they know that it hasn't had a big company operations, but all small timers. Small timers, on the other hand, aren't going to like that. Financing, basically it worked out. I knew that we had to collect at least 80% of what I presumed we were going to spend on our program. I'm not going to go into our program, but our program back then in '95 was extremely intensive. We had recycling, we had solid waste pickup, we had curbside pickup of metal, we had curbside pickup of CRTs, electronics, we had a compost that was open 7 days a week, we had leaf pickup, we had 9 days a year where the people could come in with all their household hazardous stuff and bring to us. All these were no free. Everything's free. Even the curbside pickups, all free. I shouldn't say free. The people were paying for it in the user fee. Because I'm going to show you later on, the user fee in 10 years, since '05, and now it's 11, in six years it hasn't gone up 1 penny. So it might have been a bump the first year, maybe a little adjustment the second year, and then maybe a little down, and then all of a sudden the next 5 years it just went flat. There's no increase. I haven't increased, as I'll show you on a piece of paper I handed out, in years recycling. And we provide all these services, Christmas tree pickups, you name it, we do it. I spoiled everybody in Attleboro, and the problem was I had to, because they had unlimited stuff that they could just toss, and we really didn't have a place, transfer station to go to, so we decided to grab it all and try to come up with a price with it. Right now our price, so you know, this year is $178, and that's for everything that people can handle. We'll handle all the things I talked about.
That's per household?
Per household, yeah.
Curbside.
Curbside.
How many bags do you sell?
Bags we sell, it comes out to be something like less than 10%. No, a little more than 10%, about 15% of the total cost of solid waste tipping is bag.
So 15% of the cost of the program is covered by bag fees.
So we're talking, on the average, as I said earlier, 90% of the people, after a number of years, it takes a while to get people trained, but 90% of the cost, people do not use more than one bag. Now, it's amazing when some of these households, I mean, all right, so you have the household with two elderly people, hell, they're not going to use a bag. And you got the household with maybe a young couple with a baby, they may or may not need a bag. Then you got a household with 5 people, and they don't use a bag. They just put it in the 35-gallon container. We also offer 1 day, each week, a large item. Anything you want, sofa, at curbside. Throw out your sofa at curbside, throw out your washer, I already talked about that, your mattress, box spring, throw it out. And we'll pick it up. 1 item a week, that's 52 large items a year. You might think that's a lot, but for Attleboro, that wasn't a lot, because they were doing it every week. So they get 52. We have, the only thing is it cannot be larger than 6 feet. It can't weigh more than 150 pounds, and it cannot be made of metal. Why? Because we have a metal guy going around who picks up all the metal for no cost with that 178. And you're going to see that 178 price was the same price it was, I think it was 7 years ago. So I have a thing that I handed out to show you that. So it can work. A lot of challenges.
The Energy Commission will continue to explore the issue at future meetings. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.